So I'm Dan Wyman. I run Dan Wyman Books. We're an antiquarian bookseller in Jewish books based in Brooklyn. I had a number of interests or obsessions as a kid. One of them was collecting old stuff and treasure hunting. So I had a metal detector as a kid. I went to archaeology summer camp and I collected all kinds of stuff, including old books. And I was also always very interested in the Holocaust and Jewish history. My mom is a Holocaust refugee. And about 5 years ago, my wife died. She'd been sick for a long time, and that had really been the focus of a lot of my life. So in 2008, I moved from Springfield, Mass. to Brooklyn here with my two daughters. If I was going to make a move like that, this was the time. You know, they were 8, and if we were going to make the move, we should do it then. In a lot of ways, I've felt since we moved here that this is really the best place for them. They've never been timid kids, but they really grew up, particularly because their mom was sick a lot, having to just go with the flow. From a very early age, they had to stay over with friends, I think much earlier than any of their friends. Sometimes they had to go to the hospital with their mom and such. You know, I wouldn't say there were a lot of shocks, and other people have said it too. It's hard to live here. There are a lot of complications just to daily life. I used to come to New York to get books and then go back home. There's a part of just being really in the center of the Jewish book world. You know, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I mean, I have to turn down opportunities because there's just so many. And it means then that there's lots of chances to find really interesting things. So when I'm out, these treasures bubble to the surface. People who are ardent Zionists have this idea of making a aliyah, which is making a move to Israel. And I did joke with friends at the time, partly because I'm not religious, I'm not really a big Zionist, but that I was making Aliyah to Brooklyn. It feels really right to be here, in a way I think more than any place I've ever lived. It's funny how life takes you and, you know, you end up on one path rather than another, and that's where you end up.